Ancient Egypt, land of pharaohs, home of the pyramids, a civilization that thrived for over 3,000 years. From the unification of Upper and Lower Egypt around 3100 BC to the Roman conquest in 30 BC, ancient Egypt left an indelible mark on history. We marvel at their engineering feats, their art and architecture, their religious beliefs, and their complex social structures. But one question has sparked debate for centuries. Who were the ancient Egyptians? The answer, like most things historical, is not simple. Ancient Egypt wasn't a monolith. It was a melting pot of cultures and peoples shaped by migration, trade, and conquest. To understand the racial identity of ancient Egyptians, we need to look beyond simplistic labels and delve into the evidence. Ancient Egyptian art offers a fascinating glimpse into their world. From towering statues to intricate tomb paintings, we see how Egyptians depicted themselves and others. Egyptians used a range of skin tones in their art. Men were often painted reddish-brown, while women appeared lighter, a possible reflection of social norms and sun exposure. Importantly, Egyptians didn't use skin color as a primary marker of ethnicity. They distinguished themselves from neighboring groups like Nubians and Libyans through clothing, hairstyles, and other cultural attributes. While art provides valuable clues, it's crucial to remember that artistic conventions don't always mirror reality perfectly. In recent decades, advances in DNA analysis have revolutionized our understanding of the past. By extracting DNA from ancient Egyptian mummies, scientists can trace their ancestry and genetic relationships. Studies have shown that ancient Egyptians shared genetic affinities with populations from the Near East, particularly the Levant. This suggests ancient Egyptians were part of a broader genetic continuum that spanned North Africa and the Eastern Mediterranean. However, interpreting ancient DNA results is complex. Sample sizes are often limited, and DNA degradation over time can pose challenges. Moreover, genetic ancestry doesn't necessarily equate to cultural or racial identity. Experts from various fields have weighed in on the debate surrounding the racial identity of ancient Egyptians. Many historians emphasize that imposing modern racial categories onto ancient populations is anachronistic. Ancient Egyptians wouldn't have viewed themselves through the same lens as we do today. Archaeologists point to archaeological evidence like pottery styles, burial practices, and trade goods that highlight the interconnectedness of ancient Egypt with other African cultures. Geneticists caution against oversimplifying the complex relationship between genetics, ancestry, and racial identity. The consensus among most scholars is that ancient Egypt was a multi-ethnic society with a fluid and evolving sense of identity. African roots, cultural and demographic influences. While ancient Egypt interacted with civilizations across the Mediterranean, its location in Africa undeniably shaped its culture and demographics. Egypt's southern border with Nubia, a powerful kingdom in its own right, was porous. Nubians served in the Egyptian army, rose to prominence in Egyptian society, and even ruled Egypt during the 25th dynasty. Cultural exchange flowed both ways. Egyptian religious beliefs, artistic motifs, and architectural styles influenced Nubian culture and vice versa. Recognizing the influence of neighboring African civilizations is essential for understanding the multifaceted nature of ancient Egyptian society. Section 6. Myths and misconceptions. Separating fact from fiction. The debate about the racial identity of ancient Egyptians has been muddied by myths and misconceptions. One persistent myth is that ancient Egyptians were black Africans who were later replaced by lighter-skinned invaders. This narrative often stems from a desire to claim ancient Egypt's achievements for a particular racial group. Another misconception is that ancient Egyptians were categorically white and distinct from other African populations. This view often relies on Eurocentric interpretations of history and ignores the complexities of ancient Egyptian society. It's crucial to approach these claims with a critical eye and rely on evidence-based scholarship rather than biased interpretations. Embracing diversity. The debate about ancient Egyptian racial identity underscores the importance of recognizing their African heritage. It reminds us that identity is complex, fluid, and shaped by a multitude of factors, including their Black African roots. Instead of trying to fit ancient Egyptians into predefined boxes, we should embrace the diversity and fluidity of their world, acknowledging their Black African identity. Recognizing the multifaceted nature of ancient Egyptian society, including their Black African heritage, enriches our understanding of their history and legacy. Section 8. Ancient Egypt's Legacy, a Tapestry of Cultures. Ancient Egypt's legacy continues to captivate and inspire us today. Their monuments stand as testament to human ingenuity, their art continues to amaze, and their stories still resonate. Just as ancient Egypt was a melting pot of cultures and peoples, its legacy belongs to all of humanity. By acknowledging the complexity and diversity of ancient Egyptian society, we gain a richer and more nuanced understanding of their achievements and their place in world history. Instead of viewing the past through a narrow lens, let's celebrate the richness and diversity of human experience, both past and present.